Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play with AK, featuring me, your host Akukami. In this StarCraft 2 episode, we'll be taking a look at a game I played on ladder. This is going to be a TVZ matchup on Antigua Shipyard. Starting off in the 11 o'clock position is me, spawning as the red Terran player. Meanwhile, my opponent Popy has spawned in the 8 o'clock position as the blue Zerg player. I'm going to be doing some things a little bit different in this game I'm casting. First off, I'm trying to set my microphone levels as best as I can. I did hear some kind of static or echoing in my last few episodes, and I'm surprised that my videos turned out that way. I'm not exactly sure if I changed anything or whatnot, any settings, but I'm testing out my new setup with a lowered microphone, and we'll just see how it goes. Now, secondly, I haven't seen this replay before I started casting this. What I do is I check my replays. I review the games that seem interesting and have something to, some interesting content to it, and basically I just go from there, watch the replay, and make mental notes of when to focus on certain things. But yeah, and this time I'm trying something new. Going to be just casting the game and calling it as is. Well, anyways, let's get back into the game. Starting off with my wall off at the top of my ramp, going for my 10 supply, 12 racks, as my opponent will be scouting me in the correct position, as he did send his first overlord in this direction. Back at his base, coming out with that hatch, going to be going hatch first before going to be dropping his spawning pool. And now, if you haven't noticed, the recent patch 1.4 point something something, or if I'm wrong, please someone correct me. But if you notice here, the overlords, they're moving much faster. This was one of the changes that Blizzard decided to make in order to balance out the races some more. I think this was for Zerg players who couldn't get their scouting overlords away in time, just to do some scouting while safely keeping their overlord out of harm's way. And I think by buffing the speed of the overlord, I think it gives Zerg players a little bit more of an advantage. Of course, me as a Terran player, I hate it, but you know, if Blizzard decides that overlord should move faster, then well, what can I say about that, right? Well, anyways, coming down with that spawning pool finally in his base, as I do go for my wall up at the front of my base, following this up with my expansion at my natural. Just the beginning part of the game, I did send my SCV scout in the right direction. I believe. Let me just check that. Yes, I did send my overlord, my SCV scout in the correct direction, and bringing out my first two marines just to guard against any more secondary scouting my opponent might be doing later on. Coming out with two more racks, and yeah, this is something I'm also trying out. I've been trying to work on my macro lately, and I find that having just producing marines and SCVs for the time being is good enough for me, because it helps me concentrate on just trying to make my SCVs, bring my SCVs down to make this command center at my natural, yada yada yada, and just basically just focus on producing units and making sure that I keep producing and not float too many minerals. And yeah, so far I think it's paying off a little bit, although I do notice that in the gold leagues there are certain things that don't work, as I am starting to play lower level platinum players. Well, anyways, getting back into the game some more, going to be coming out with a Roach Warren. Popy will decide to go for that Roach Warren, probably going for a 2-base Roach push, as he is spreading his overlords out and just trying to gain any more information. Having one of his drones out in here just to see if any push is coming, I guess, as I set up a bunker at the front of my natural. Finishing up this command center, upgrading into an orbital, taking also these two refineries as I build that supply depot in that corner. This is one of the problems also I'm having. I keep forgetting to saturate my natural. Simply put, I just, for some reason, I don't know why I forget to saturate my natural. I mean, I see the command center building, and I know it's finishing up, and yet I still don't send any SCVs over. I have to work on that some more. Anyways, my opponent will be taking his third and fourth extractor, as he puts a spine crawler in the front of his base for some extra defense. As yeah, not doing much of anything back in my own base, just continuing to macro up, trying to focus on building my units. As I put down some attachments on my racks, 2 reactors and 1 tech lab, which is now researching STEM. Back at my opponent's base, coming out with double evolution chambers, going to be coming out with double upgrades, as he does go for that metabolic boost to upgrade his lings to speedlings. And yeah, so far in the beginning of the game, not a whole lot going on. Oh, missing the rally right here. I think this was an accident, or I just wanted to send an SCV out, then try to complete my wall up here at the front of my natural. But yeah, forgetting to re-rally my SCVs into that location as I start my factory. Now, I do think that going for this factory before getting attachments on my racks, except for this tech lab here, so that I can take stim right away, I think taking my factory a little bit early will be more beneficial, as I do play defensively in this game and might as well have at least 1 or 2 siege tanks to defend against any kind of Baneling bust or Roach bust or any early speedling aggression. Anyways, my opponent will be going for his 3rd hatch at his 2nd natural in that location, as he upgrades his hatchery into lair, going for that lair tech, going to be coming out with some more roaches, as lair tech suggests Mutalis. Going to be coming out with a spore crawler in the back of his main, and also in his natural, as he is probably expecting some kind of air drop or air pressure, maybe banshees or medevac drops. And yeah, as he hasn't seen anything from me yet, he should probably be suspicious that something is going on and maybe do some more scouting. I don't know. Coming out with an engineering bay, preparing for that expected Mutalis Harass, as Mutalis, well, I really hate them. I can't say that you know, I get beat just because my opponent is really good at producing Mutalis, but I keep forgetting to build turrets. I get a TVZ. I've been so fascinated with mech that I stopped building turrets in my base after I just build doors, because I just leave at least 1 at my base, and it's usually enough to handle a small group of Mutalisks. Finally, my opponent will be moving out in this location with his Overlord, going to be scouting for some drops or air pressure, as he moves to put some spore crawlers and spine crawlers at the side of his base, just to take care of any drops or air harass from that location. Dropping another spine crawler there as he takes his 5th gas, and I hope we'll be moving to saturate that pretty soon. Anyways, going to be scouting out that I am putting down a 3rd command center in this location, and moving out with his Zerglings, probably trying to deny this 2nd expansion of mine, as I'm not aware that he's coming. I do see this Overlord here, but when I finally realize that I'm getting attacked, it's too late, and I'm not able to save my SCV, and I'm forced to cancel. Back at my base, did come out with a starport and a factory which was building a reactor. Managed to switch over the reactor over to my starport, as I'm going for those double medevacs. And yeah, just moving in this location just to deny any more Overlord scouting. And well, didn't really do a good job, because he can still see when my 3rd is coming. Anyways, he will be taking center hold of the map, not taking this watchtower here, which he really should, or at least one of us should. Well, but you know what, we are both lower level players, lower league players. I can't really say too much about that. Going to be moving out with a 4 medevac drop, going to be dropping in this location. I am getting shot at by this spore crawler, but I bypass it, getting shot at by this spine crawler here, as Popy moves in to bring his reinforcements. Going to be taking care of these Zerglings as I stim up and start attacking his roaches, and manage to start doing some decent amounts of damage in his base as he arrives with his reinforcements and infestors. I did not expect him to be building infestors at this time, as I was expecting Mutalis, and I'm completely caught off guard. So yeah, losing all of my bio in that location as I fly away with empty medevacs. I do have a ready army waiting, and going to be loading up. Probably going to be doing some more dropping in this location, as I am expecting there to be a base. Coming back with my shamed medevacs, as they don't have anything in tow. Coming out with some more racks. Now I have up to a total of eight racks. Is my math correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 racks. Going to be actually, this was a mistake of mine. I built a factory with a reactor, and I was trying to build siege tanks and go for that siege mode, but after I realized that there was a reactor, decided to move my factory out to here so that I can allow another attachment, another racks or maybe starport build in this location. Back of my opponent's second second expansion, excuse me. I did come out with a drop in this base, managed to force him to stop mining in this location for a little bit, but he did arrive with his roaches and his infestors, and will actually be trying to go for a fourth base at the gold expansion here, as I start to drop my third base in here. And I will actually pause the game right here, as the game does go on for a little bit more. So please stay tuned for part 2 of this Let's Play series, and I will see you in the next video, so stay tuned.